Hi there and welcome back to the Explaining History YouTube channel. Thanks once again for tuning in. And this video is all about motivation. Normally I'll talk about particular subject areas, so I'll talk about the Russian Revolution or Nazi Germany or industrial Britain. But now, because the exams are coming and they are important and they are potentially life-changing events, and they will decide to some extent your future, we need to get really serious about what's motivating us and why we are doing what we're doing or why we're not doing what we should be doing. Now, the things that motivate most people are unconscious. So most of the time, we're not really aware of why we behave as we do and why we are unmotivated sometimes, why we procrastinate, why we ignore deadlines or think, it doesn't matter. And so part of the process of becoming better at studying is taking unconscious thoughts and bringing them into conscious thought and being aware, seeing what is really motivating us. The second thing to be aware of is the stories that people tell themselves that are normally demotivating, they're normally negative, and they're normally based around a belief that we have about ourselves. So people who are watching this right now will probably be thinking one of a range of things. Something like, well, I'm not very good at this subject and I'll have to scrape through somehow. They might be thinking this subject is too hard for me. I've been overwhelmed by this subject. I'm looking at things online to help me with this subject, with history. And when I go to lessons, it's just pain after pain after pain. I try to answer questions and, I feel foolish or that I don't understand. When I do put my hand up, the teacher ignores me or I get it wrong. Whenever I submit my essays, they're not very good. And all I've learned from that lesson is that I cannot do this subject. Periodically, education provides us with these really unhelpful and really regressive lessons that you simply, all that is reinforced into you is that you can't do something. Now, the fact of the matter is that the person who sits in your class, who gets the A star, who's what you consider to be a genius, they're not. They're no more a genius than you are. Their brains work no better or worse than yours. They are cognitively on exactly the same level as you. The thing that separates you and them is that they have learned different rules and they've remembered different rules to deal with the problems that history presents. Different rules in terms of writing, planning, presenting, organising, and structuring their work. Easy stuff. Stuff with some effort that can be learned. The only thing that prevents most students from learning how to create a line of argument, how to build paragraphs, how to write about historiography, how to link arguments back into the main line of argument, how to have a flow of argument through an essay, how to use evidence and all that sort of stuff. The only thing that prevents anybody from doing any of that is an emotional problem, not a mental one, not a cognitive one, not a thinking one. Because again, it's not difficult. It's actually really quite straightforward stuff. It's no more difficult than doing something like filling out a job application. It's really a series of mechanical tasks. Now, there has to be more passion and more poetry and more beauty in it than that, and that's what I believe a good history essay has in it. But the reason why people look at these thinking tasks and writing tasks and then fail to do them successfully or fail to do them to a degree of skill is normally because they're overwhelmed by negative thoughts. Again, I can't do it, I'm no good, this will never work, this is no good. Normally, with the students that I have, when they have a go, when they have a guess, they have a try, they write and produce things, they're more right than they think they were going to be. And the stuff they write, while sometimes not what we would technically call perfect, which doesn't exist by the way, is closer to a good answer than they possibly could have thought of and than they possibly believe they were capable of. So there is in all students a well of talent and ability that exists there that's normally untapped. Why? Because of negative core beliefs that we have. That core belief that I'm no good, I can't do this, I'm not able to do this. And that belief is normally hidden, it's normally unconscious, it's normally tucked away somewhere, then silently undermining as we go. But it will constantly throw up all sorts of negative automatic thoughts that we will listen to and believe, and it will shape our reality, shape our consciousness. So this is going to sound a bit new age, but here are some suggestions. Firstly, before you pick up your pen, before you sit down at an exam, before you sit down to do revision, get yourself in the right frame of mind before you do anything. And there are ways to do that. Think about and then write down 3 things that are going great right now. 3 things that you can do well. 3 things that you're confident about, 3 things that you're pleased with, 3 things that you're proud of. And then connect those to a positive feeling. As you write, you will sense that feeling growing and developing, of a feeling of feeling confident and a feeling of being in charge and being capable. Then what you need to do is, once you have got yourself in the right frame, then you need to take action right away. So start off by making a plan for your essay, doing the reading that you need to do in order to get the essay done, and then from there, don't allow that moment of procrastination to creep in. Get in there and get working, because this is meant to be hard work. There's nothing that's said of your A levels that it's meant to be easy, simple, and dispensed with like that. No, you're meant to get in there and work and get the work done. And by doing it, it's not meant to be a repetitive, mindless slog. The work that you do is meant to be what I would call transformative. So by the end of writing the essay, you will have learned and developed skills, you'll have made mistakes, learned from the mistakes, gone back, changed things, edited things, and you will be smarter at the end of the essay if you started with a good mindset that you can do things than you were at the end of it. You will have developed, you'll have added a tiny bit to your skill set. And it's through these kinds of practices that we get ourselves exam fit and exam ready. So the whole point of this little video is to remind you, if you're feeling negative, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling worried about your exams, you are not the victim of your circumstances. You are not somebody who simply has to sit back and accept second best. You have the choice starting now, and you have the choice beginning now to make clear and reasoned and structured changes to your study. And that means that the moment you start to do that, those top grades that you're aiming for start to inch closer. And there's enough time left between now, March, and the exams in June to make these changes and these practices happen. Now, if you want to hear more of this kind of thing, subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm going to talk much more about this in the next few weeks. And also, you can catch me on Mondays, 4 p.m, Facebook, the Explaining History Facebook page, where I'll be doing some live streaming. And you've got to get that story in your head of failure gone, because it ain't true, it's toxic, and it's going to strangle you. Anyway, good luck, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, bye-bye.